All right, we are back. Welcome to 2020. I'm Eddie. Crash is still hungover from his New Year's Eve party. Got a little crazy, got a little nuts. Now he's got this weird headache thing going on, and he didn't want to participate in the show, but once again did some killer research. So think you're gonna like this one. It's unbelievable how much news and info that gets missed in a week or two. You know, I know some people interested in XRP are they got so discouraged and bummed out. There's nothing to talk about, and it's just the same old stuff. But man, I mean, that's not how I see it. You look at what's going on in the space, and I mean, obviously today is particularly interesting, the last couple of days, because what's going on, it's January 6th today, Monday, 2020. So there's some interesting stuff going on. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. That is huge. This is not financial advice. It'll never be financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to say I don't have any experience in the finance world, because I actually have a ton of it. But I'm not an advisor. You can truly get your face ripped off in this market. So seek financial advice and understand the humongo risk that you're taking in this market space of crypto. But we're going to talk about some other stuff, not just crypto. There's a ton of geopolitical things going on that affect all markets, and crypto too, as we're seeing right now. So fascinating times as usual. So couple things we'll cover. One of the more interesting things that came out, I thought, since the last video is this. It's come out that the ECB is, along with R3 and Accenture, developing a CBDC, central bank digital currency. So that's basically digital fiat, so you understand that. And it's interesting. They're coming. I mean, they're all coming. It's just a matter of time. If you think that's not happening right in front of your eyes, you're not looking. And it's interesting that this would be done with R3, who, you can say what you want, they're going to use XRP. What else are they going to use? You know, so many people are like, oh, they don't have to use XRP, that's probably not going to happen. What are they going to use? Some people don't even get that they have to use an exchange token, like a middle token to do the exchange. You think that some people are under the false assumption that you can just trade these CBDCs around and not have a token in the middle, or not have a neutral party in the middle that's trusted, or trustless is really how it goes, because you don't have to trust the tech. You know, you don't have to trust XRP. It's out there. You can use it. And to swap one CBDC from another, you're going to have to use something. What's it going to be? What's the fastest? most energy efficient, most secure token out there. There's only one. Guess which one it is? It's XRP. So, people will continue to deny it. Interesting that McAfee came out, and he's clearly a whack job, but he gets a lot of respect from people. I guess he's an anarchist, you would say, I believe. And so he comes out and says now that, oh yeah, just kidding, that was just a ploy to get people to recognize Bitcoin, get people into Bitcoin. Him saying a while ago that if by the end of this year, if Bitcoin wasn't at $1 million, he would eat his private parts or something to that nature. So fascinating stuff. He comes out as a liar, but he doesn't care about that. It's just, and I don't either, really. Sure, you're going to do it. You're going to lie. But more than that, what's interesting is he's seeing it ain't happening. So, by the way, let me just say that it's not going to happen. I can see that. So, I'm going to take back this little wager so I don't have to eat my private parts. That's what's interesting about is he's backpedaling. Guys like him, they'll lie. But the interesting thing about that isn't his loss of credibility. It's that he is backpedaling and saying, yeah, it's not going to happen. And you know what? I think Bitcoin's going to go exactly where they let it go because they got it all boxed in with futures. Well, it's going to be fascinating to watch how high it goes. If it really actually goes that high. Or are they going to actually usher in a different token that is the real token, the real one that's going to be used everywhere for a lot of different things? What's it going to be? Bitcoin is turning out to be kind of useless. It was the first, but the technology's ancient. And even he's admitting it. So a lot of the maxis are coming out now, and I think they're realizing the game. But we'll see. Maybe it will go to 20, 40, 50, 100,000, 250,000, a million. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to let it do that. And if you think they can't control it with paper Bitcoin, you're nuts. Because institutions are running this game. Don't fool yourself. It's not the retail investors. You think it is, but it's not. So, we'll see. These derivatives, they're huge. And you know what? One day, guess what else is going to get boxed in? XRP. Sure it will. They're going to have futures. It's interesting they haven't come out on them for any other things, though, right? Why is that? It's all about timing, people. Don't fool yourself. It's all about timing and when they're going to do it. And, it's going to serve its purpose. What is the purpose of it? They're really meeting with 50 to 100 central banks for nothing? Come on. Silliness. Seems like a done deal. So, this was some pretty interesting news. Another thing, where's Libra at? We're hearing it, but where is it? You haven't heard much about it. A lot of people are saying Libra's done, it's finished. You know what? It could be. Facebook could squash it. But remember that meeting with Mark Carney, who came in and met with Zuckerberg. Remember that. Came to Facebook headquarters and met with Zuckerberg. What do you think that meeting was about? And then they go through the congressional stuff. and they agree not to do anything, and then until they get the blessing from the government. It's coming. It's just a matter of how and when, but it's coming. And I think it's going to be just another token that is kind of, how do you say this? It's going to be, it's good. I have a feeling they're going to use XRP to monitor everything. You know, that's the thing about it. If you're flipping all these things on XRP, you have the go-between. You know exactly what's going on in a lot of the cases. Is that the game? Is that the game? I mean, Ripple's in with the governments. We know that. They've played it beautifully. You know, it's going to be fascinating to see how this comes out. Today is an interesting day. Okay, you got the war stuff with Iran, you know, right after 2020. Just fascinating timing with all this stuff. You know, I mean, they're just going to continue to issue more debt. They can't raise rates. They can't raise the price of gas either. That's not going to happen. It's interesting now how no matter what happens, gas doesn't really go up. Because they know, too, that's going to push things into a recession. So they want it up. They want it stable. Can't be too low, but also can't be too high either. And especially for the consumers. Even if it goes up, even if it takes a bump up, you notice at the gas pump, it doesn't really change that much. Is this stuff all conspiracy stuff? A lot of coincidences. Okay, I guess, yeah, you're right. It's nuts. That's a crazy idea. I gotcha. So, I got a couple videos I'm going to introduce you to today. We'll keep this kind of short. There's a lot of stuff to catch up on, so we're going to have to... We got Crash doing some research and prioritizing what we want to get into, but we are going to have to see how we want to attack this stuff. Stuff's happening fast. Soon as 2020 hit, you know, now just a ton of changes, and now you got regulations coming too. So there's something like 18 to 22 or 21 bills in Congress right now. So, you know, there's just a ton going on. So regulations are coming one way or another. They know they have to, especially with all these CBDCs coming. When is China's coin coming out? It's coming. It's just a matter of time. I'm hearing in month, 2 months, 3 months. You know, it's already in testing stages, I think, in some provinces or whatever they are over there. Some areas of the country, they're testing it, I've heard. So, fascinating stuff. So, one guy that I've been kind of turned on to is a guy by the name of Gregory Mannarino. Seems to be an Italian gentleman. Anyways, he's interesting. I mean, he gets into a lot of the geopolitical stuff. You should watch his channel. It's fascinating. He knows his stuff with the markets. He's not strictly a crypto guy. In fact, he hardly ever talks about cryptos. He talks about the markets, though. And he truly does know his stuff. And yeah, he's interesting. His videos are pretty short and sweet. You know, you can join his club. I haven't done any of that stuff, but I've heard his name floating around with some of the crypto guys. I think Sam I Am might know about him or might follow him or something, but I think maybe that's where I heard it from. But He's an interesting one, so I'll link his video below. All sorts of stuff going on with Google too, and YouTube, as far as is it safe for children, not children. So I think the trick is tagging all your videos not for children, because if you say they're for children, you got to follow just a ton of different rules and regs. And I get it, protect the kids, that's good. Kids should probably not be investing in crypto, although it puts Aiden trading in a little bit of a... That's interesting. I mean, now you got a child that's doing it. Cobb just barely made the cut. You know, people call him a kid, all this stuff that's going on, all the drama. He's not a kid, he's a grown man. At 19, you're a grown man. So you got to deal with what is going on one way or another. But he's back too. That's another thing that happened since we've been out. He's back at it. So he does a great job. Good work. Good info. Good YouTuber. So the second video that I'm going to link below is it's more for entertainment purposes. It's just interesting. DAI, who's one of the first guys that I listened to, he's I watched his channel. I think I started following when he was less than 4,000 subscribers. Now he's got like 60 or something. He's way up there. But this is his hurt and disappointed video, and he pretty much demands an apology and for Cobb to man up. And I don't know, I just thought it was kind of entertaining. More than anything, I wanted to introduce you to DAI. If you haven't heard of him, he's pretty good. He's an ex-advisor, I think, for JP Morgan. And he gets it. He gets XRP. He gets what they're doing. He gets the game. He gets the whole digital asset space. Don't forget, there's going to come a time when everybody's going to, they're going to all be telling you, you have to have digital assets. It's an asset class. I assume part of your portfolio is in digital assets. Oh, it's not? Well, you got to get that in. So when that happens, you're going to know that the easy money was made. The game's over. Everything's going to be digitized. All that stuff is still the same. A lot's changed in 2 weeks, but not that. So we'll see how this geopolitical stuff goes. I mean, the market has a very different feel right now. It's different, and it's fascinating because you can go... XRP led this rally, period. End of discussion. It moved first and it moved the farthest. You can go up and down the 100 tokens, the top 100, and it's up the most. And is that because it was just so grossly oversold at 18 cents, 19 cents? Probably. That's probably what it is. But it seems to be sticking. We'll see. We'll see what happens with it. Are they starting to realize what Bitcoin is? Are the maxis starting to realize it? There's XRP haters out there. There's plenty of them. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Is everything going to calm down? Hope Trump doesn't do anything stupid. The war machine goes on. That's some pretty blatant stuff, what he did. Not saying if I'm for or against it, for or against him. I will say I'm independent. which is, gosh, is that illegal in the U.S.? You have to be Republican or Democratic, right? Tell you a little something about me. I'm not either one. I might vote one way or another because does your vote even count as an independent? Debatable. The two-party system, that's actually one party. I could go on and on about the politics, but this is not a political channel. And I'm not really into politics either. Either is Crash. We don't really do the politics. We just like the markets, and we like crypto and this amazing opportunity. I mean, that's what this is about. You will get this opportunity not again in this lifetime. I don't see it. This is a new financial system. They're ushering it in. A lot of people know it. I mean, I shouldn't even say it. A lot of people know it, but relative to the globe, not many people know it. That's the opportunity. So take advantage of it if you got the guts. You know? Again, not financial advice. This channel is not about that. Seek professional consultation if you're investing in anything. And be careful out there. So, we'll see when we do another video. We're going to do them as often as we can and make them relevant. Make them as good as we can make them. We're learning as we go. Crash, I'm hoping to get him in front of the mic one of these days, but we'll see. He's timid. He's a timid one, but he's working hard behind the scenes. So we'll see what the next video is about when we do it. But these are interesting times, so keep your eyes on these markets and enjoy the interesting times right now with crypto. I think that 2020 is going to be vastly different from 2019. It's just got a feel to it now. I could be wrong. This could all disappear in 2 weeks. XRP's down to 15 cents or 5 cents. No one knows. I mean, you can't predict the future, but their volume's going up all the time. They're still plugging at it. I mean, during that down market, 2 months of a bear, or 2 years of a bear market plus, you know what Ripple did? They rolled up their sleeves and they got to work. And they did amazing stuff fundamentally with the company and with business. So, that's what you look at, fundamentals. The team, the stuff in place, everything is saying they're executing on their plan. So it's going to be fascinating to watch, and it's all about use case. Don't forget that. If the coin is not used, it's going to be a problem. And there's a number of cryptos out there that are developing use cases. It's just that Ripple's XRP is the most advanced. That's obvious. It's clear and obvious. So a lot of stuff is just being kept. It's being kept quiet. There's non-disclosure agreements. That's obvious. They're not talking about it for a reason. And when they give the green light, whoever's doing this, whoever's squashed this market and keeps it down, it's a manipulated market. All the markets are manipulated. Don't fool yourself that they're not, because they are. It's so obvious. And probably the purest markets will end up being crypto, but even those will be manipulated. They've got their hands on stuff now, so. But lots to talk about going forward, so we'll do that. Stay with us. Spread the word. Like and subscribe. Not financial advice. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good afternoon. And have a good life. We'll talk to you soon.